Ow. Alright guys, first of all, I gotta apologize about the noise. Apparently my neighbors are getting some sort of landscaping done and they're just dropping off the biggest rocks imaginable and dragging them all throughout the yard. So hopefully it's not going to be too big of an issue, but we shall see. So as you saw when I at the opening of the video, I pulled the back seat back out of the Z because we are going to try and fix this fading here. The seats, I mean the original seats to the car, the back seat's not all that bad. Front seats are dirty and frayed or everything, but the back seat, the seat had always been left up sitting in the sun and it kind of faded out. Now ideally I would at some point in time replace the skins on all the seats, because the front seats, I mean obviously the bolsters always get destroyed here. My thing is though, is I have yet to be able to find a repop version of these seat covers to actually recover seats in, and at some point in time I will be switching out those front seats for some sort of kind of like racing type bucket thing, but I would still kind of want to keep these seats just to have them and swap them in and out. But anyways, if you don't know how to remove the back seat, it's really easy. There's just on your seat bottom, you have right here just a little loop. There's 13mm bolts in there. You unscrew it, pull it out of the way, and then right here there's a bolt that's attached to the seat that sits down here, and you just take off a 13mm nut from the bottom side and it pulls right out. That's easy, pulls it out. So going to try and re-dye these today and see if I can save them. I do not know if this is going to work. All right, I'm kind of winging it here. I have an idea in my head to try and figure it out, so you shall find out with me if it does in fact work. I have two Rit dyes here, this pearl gray, which I couldn't find at the store, had to order it, and then the black, which I do have at the store. And I figure if I mix these enough, I can get something that kind of closely enough resembles this gray to kind of re-dye it. So I need this. I have a bowl, a spoon. I got some water heating up right now in the kettle that I'm going to dump in here. I got some paper towels, I got a blow dryer, and I got a whitish rag, and I got my coffee. And I like my coffee the way I like my women, big tits. So the order of operations, or at least the plan here that I have going on, is I think I'm going to, put some water in there, put in a bit of dye, mix it up. I'm going to take the paper towels, dunk it in there to try and see if I have the color kind of close enough here between what the seat is and like what it's pulling up on the towel. I mean, the seat still has a little bit of color left in it, so I probably won't have to go as dark, maybe. Honestly, I have no idea. But I'm going to get that the way it is. Then I'm going to take the blow dryer, because I saw people that were dyeing stuff using Rit dye in videos. They would add the dyeing stuff into hot water, and then you dunk your fabric inside of it. I imagine that is to get the fibers to expand in the fabric. But since I'm leaving the seat cover on the seat right now, I'm going to warm it up with a blow dryer, and then I'm going to dip that cloth into that liquid to then dab it onto this seat back, and then kind of let it soak in and hit with the blow dryer and just kind of wing it as I go and see if I can kind of get this re-dyed. Like I said, no guarantee at all that this is going to work. I don't know. We'll find out as we go. Now, also things you can do, like a lot of people, they want to do with cars like this, is you switch it out with like 4th gen seats, and that's what I did here in the white car, which is just covered in crap. I know, I feel bad. I switched this out with 4th gen seats. Now the rear seats are really kind of only made for really like kids are the ones that can fit back there the most. I mean, if you're super determined, you can accomplish some other things in the back seat. I mean, that's the reason why I had to change out the seats in that car, because it started looking like a Pizza the Hut back there.
Pizza the Hut!
Anyways, so yeah, these the back seat isn't in that terrible of condition. It's a little dirty. At some point in time we'll recover it, whatever. Right now we're just going to test and see, and you'll learn with me as we go if we can actually re-dye this. So I'm going to get the I'm going to look at how to even use this. This is a powder for some reason. One package will dye 1 pound of fabric. 2 adult t-shirts. There's no way 2 t-shirts weigh a pound. Okay, well, we're going to wing it, see how we go. I'm going to get this all kind of set up, and ooh, I'm pointing at the ground. I'll set it up, and then we'll just start kind of going through the process of seeing how we can do it. All right, let's hit this. It's hard to tell how dark or light this actually is in this fabric. I mean, I guess we'll just kind of roll with this and see how it goes. Let me heat everything up and try. See if it makes a difference or not. Like I said, I'm just kind of trying this as I go. Got the Critical Drinker on TV too, if you hear something. Okay. So as of right now, obviously I just dabbed some water on it, or at least the semi-dyed water, and it looks good now, but I think it's just because it's wet. I'm going to let it sit here for a minute, then I'm going to try and dry it out with this and see if it made any sort of color difference, and then we'll see how we got to go. Ideally, the little batch I made now, I definitely have enough. If this does something, I'll finish out the rest of the seat, because you want to kind of go try and keep it as uniform as possible. But if at this whatever time there's no difference at all, or it looks like ass when we're all done, that's no big deal, because it already looks like ass now. So it is what it is. Gonna let this soak in for a little bit, then gonna hit with the dryer and we'll check it out. Okay, so interestingly enough, so first of all, I'm wearing gloves, but I'm checking to see if it's dry enough with my arm. So these gloves are useless, or whatever. Anyway, so this is pretty much mostly dry to the touch. It's still ever so just the slightest bit of damp. Like, well, this you can pick it up. Let's see. Yeah, you can't even see this. This line right here is where I touched, I think, the bottom down here. Dry, but the rest of it's pretty much, I think, dry. Maybe I'll have to use this to dab out the extra stuff. So as of right now, it's mostly dry, and to me, and it could just be wishful thinking, but if we look at this side, let me set this down here. Shaky cam coming. So look here, compared to there, out here in the light, this is actually darker now than what it was right there. So I think it may actually be doing a bit of something. I think it needs to be several more attempts to go. We're going to see, but right now I'm going to now take this the remainder of this and do the rest of this side of the seat. Let that soak in, then we'll come back and I'm gonna have to probably do several more coats. Once this fully dries, I'll see how dark it is. I may add a little hint of black to it, and we'll see. But yeah, let's continue on. Okay, so I got that on there. You can see on my rag here, I mean, it was white. It's definitely gray. And there's definitely, back here to the other spot, it's still kind of still light, but it's darker than it was. But there's definitely color getting put back into the seat. So a couple things I'll notice in here as I go is around the piping down here at the bottom. It's kind of difficult to kind of stuff it in there, and I don't want to load it up too much with water. And also too, if you're going to attempt doing this yourself, remember this: as I'm winging it, as I'm going, the interior of the seat is just foam. It's just a block of foam. So you don't want to just flat out load it up with water. You want to make sure you keep it, kind of dab it and go. And it's going to be a process. It's going to take some time. You got to have some patience. Because if you soak the foam, it may not ever dry out. You may get mold, start stinking, all that stuff. Then you got to replace the whole seat or whatever. I'm sure. And maybe if this doesn't pan out the exact way I want to, even though I'm going to be honest here, does it turn out way better than I actually kind of was expecting it to. You could pull the seat back out itself, make up a big vat of whatever color you want, and then just kind of redunk the whole thing, and then put the skin back on the seat. I may end up doing that at some point in time, but like I said, I would just rather put all new seat skins on here whenever they start remaking this exact style, because I don't want to just go and put on standard whatever flat gray on everything. I like that it has the different corduroy, I guess it's kind of corduroy looking kind of stuff here. Trim on the side. I like that the piping's here, not just the standard single color stuff you used to have. But yeah, once they re-upload, when they start repopping that, I'll just end up redoing the seat covers. But as of right now, I'm liking how this is going. So letting this section finish soaking up for a while. Yeah, this side here it's all pretty cool. Okay, here we can totally see a difference in it right here. I'll turn you sideways for a minute. No, let me drop it down. Okay, so right there at the bottom, that's where I didn't get the color in there as well along the piping. Like I said, it's difficult, and you can see how much lighter that is right there compared to what we just dyed. So this is working. Maybe, I don't know how many I don't know if coats is in me, maybe rounds of this dye stuff we're going to be having to do to make this until I'm happy with it. But it definitely is making progress. So this turned out good. And for curiosity of like what this would cost to do this, I think you can get $400 or $500 maybe is what the price is. Don't quote me, I haven't looked it up. Maybe from like Classic Industries or something for front and rear seat skins for your car. Maybe they have the one you want or not. Maybe, I don't know. This bottle at Harris Teeter was $6. I mean, this package of gray from Amazon, I'm not exactly sure how much it was. It's probably like $2 or $3 per package. Got 2 of them just in case. I mean, and that's it. So added up $8 to re-dye your seat. I mean, hell, I'll put in a little bit of effort if that keeps me from saving a good bit of money. So right now I'm going to let this dry a bit, then I'm going to dry all that up with the blow dryer. Then I'm going to have to mix up a new batch. I think I'm going to go a little darker next time. I'm going to add more of the gray into the water, and I may hit just a little bit of black in there as well. And we're going to do another pass, and I'll be back to it when it's time to do that one. Okay, so if you guys are planning on trying this yourself, obviously I got gray interior, but if you have different color interior, you can go onto the Rit Dye website here, and they have color formulations, and you just pick like what like what base color your kind of thing is, and scroll around here and try and find a matching color to match your stuff up to. Like say this one is, what is this, like gray owl, let's say that's close to it. You kind of click on it and then it'll tell you how much of what you would need. So like a half cup of pearl gray and 1 tablespoon of taupe to kind of get that color. That'd be if you're dyeing something that's like colorless, like white to begin with. You would do that mixture. But if you are wondering like what you would need to kind of dye something yourself, or if you want to like get some blank fabric and make something that matches this, you can do it on the website here. Okay, so now first coat is done. It's already looking better, but now I'm going to go mix up some more, and I'm going to use some more of the gray, and I'm going to add, well, I think I'm going to use more gray than I used last time and add just a hint of the black to it. So I will mix that up and then I will get to the dyeing. Okay, I should have had gloves on for this one. Gloves not so pointless at this time. Alright, let that soak in, dry it up, and then I'll check and see about another coat. Okay, so that is 2. Was that 2? I don't even remember how many. I'll see back on the video. Maybe it was 2 or 3. That was a lot of the just a straight gray mix in there. I mean, it looks super black, but it's not really that black. But you can see here, it's kind of shadowing or whatever. But it's still lighter, obviously. So I'm going to need to do another pass. This end down here is lighter than that end. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some more water, probably add the rest of that gray and give it a hint of the black to try it and see how it goes. I mean, it is an improvement than what it was, but this is a long process, so you can't expect instant results. But if you want to try this, just expect to take some time. But most of it is a whole lot of sit around and wait. So that's where we are. Sun's starting to come up this way. I'm going to have to put up the tent so I don't get cooked. And then I'm going to do this other coat. All right. Okay, I kind of got my tent set up. Holy crap. So this is some new hot water, more of the gray added to it, like a lot more. It's not all of it. There's still that much left in the package. And then I added a little douse of the black. And that black is black. So, let's see. All right. It's about that dark on the paper towel. All right. So we're going to give this step a whirl, and I'm going to concentrate more so on the left-hand side of the thing. Well, no, I shouldn't say concentrate more so. I'm going to make sure I get a good dosage of that on there. And I guess one thing to remember as we do this, again, as I make it up as I go, is little steps. Like go lighter to begin with. You can always go darker, but you can't go lighter. All right, so it's a process to figure out what is working for you, mix it as you go. It's not like I can give you any exact mixtures for this because everything is situational. And your color is your color, your fading is your fading. So just take your time. And then if you do try this process, make sure you let me know how it turned out for you. Because I'm just kind of winging this. Maybe some other people have done this in the past, I'm not sure. But yeah, see how it goes. I'm definitely putting a glove on for this one. I don't want to be accused of racial insensitivity.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
If I'm playing with how dark that is now without a glove. All right, let's get at this. Okay, so there's that coat, dye job, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to let this soak in for a while, then I'll hit it with the blow dryer, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move that out into the thing that caused the damage to begin with, the sun, and let that sit and try and dry itself out more. I just walked away from the camera while I was talking. I'm going to move that out in the sun after this, after I let it soak for a little bit, hit with the blow dryer a little bit, let it sit in the sun, see how that helps dry, hopefully dry everything out. We'll see the way that looks. But this is, excuse me, it's already, I don't know, a few shades darker than what it was. Is it going to be perfect? I highly doubt it. But I mean, that's 40-year-old fabric I'm trying to match with some water and some dye. But I mean, anything that looks better than just the white that it had faded itself down to is going to be an improvement. So that's the process on this thing here. I guess I'll be back later and see what the final thing is when I'm tired of working on this for today. Alrighty, check it in. Alright, so check this out. So I've been having it sit in the sun for, I don't know, the past maybe, I guess it was about an hour or so. So there's the body of it. There you go. It's a vast improvement from what it was. Now I'm going to do one more pass, I'm thinking. I think probably one more pass would be good. And I have the leftover from the last pass, and I added a little bit more of the gray and just another little bit more of the black to try and darken it up even more. As you can see, it looks just like straight up ink. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on here now, go all the way through it, and then I'll do the same process. I'll kick it up pretty good, focusing more on the side that was faded the most. Gonna focus more effort onto that. This guy's in this freaking damn rock thing. I'm gonna focus more effort on that, and then I'm gonna let it soak in. I'm gonna move it into sun and let it sit again, and then I think after that, this will probably should be done, and I'll be happy with it because it is a vast improvement from what it was prior. So, all right, that's what it is now. I will be back to check in when it's all said and done. All right, check that out. That color wise, trying to say. So, is it 100% perfect match? Absolutely not. I mean, this is 40-year-old seat cover, and I did just some random test thing with some dye now, 40 years later. But I gotta say, I am actually really happy with the way it turned out. I didn't think it was going to turn out this well, but I'm not disappointed at all. So this actually ended up being, you can still see a little bit of, well, no, it all depends on what light you're in. Probably around here is a little bit lighter because of the piping. But yeah, so this actually kind of is more or less just an idea I had to see if I could do it. And if anything, this video is a proof of concept. So if you have cloth seats in your car, obviously we're doing on my third, but any cloth seat, you could, in theory, re-dye it without having to replace the whole skin. This is, I'm really happy with it. Yeah, that, so I think, what was it, maybe either four or five dye times that I did. I mean, I won't know until I go back and edit the video and see. I think maybe it was 4, but your mileage will vary because you have your seats that are in whatever your condition is to use whatever dye you would need. But give it a shot. I mean, if your seat's already jacked up, you know, there's nothing, what are you going to do, make it worse? No. So it is what it is. Just give it a shot. Let me know if you do this, how yours turned out. So I'm going to be popping this back in the car, and then just remember, go slow. This took, I want to say, maybe, let's say an hour, maybe an hour 20 minutes of actual hands-on working time, mixing the stuff up, tapping it, using a blow dryer and all that stuff, and then the rest of it's just kind of, hurry up and wait sort of deal. So give it a shot, man. Just get the dye you want. Some stuff sold in the store, some stuff you may have to order online. Remember, Rityeing.com or whatever it is has the mixtures to kind of mix colors the way you want. For if you're trying to re-dye a seat that's already been dyed at one point in time, you are probably going to have to just kind of wing it and make it up as you go, like I did. And just, yeah, man, why not? So for, I think a new set of skins, I think I said earlier, is probably around $400 or $500. All of this, 10, 12 bucks, and some time. Hell. Sorry guys, super happy with this one. Definitely a proof of concept. So if try this, give it a shot. Let me know how it turned out for you. I really want to see other people kind of do this. I don't know if someone else has done this in prior. I'm sure I'm not the first person that has thought of this, but this just is the way my mind thought about trying it to do it, and it turned out it worked. So all right guys, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see you guys in the next video. About to go pop this back in the car. Later.